when I was in primary school, I remember saying to my mum that I wanted to get christened. Why do you want to be christened? And I said, well, because I'm the only one at school who isn't. Assalamu alaikum, guys. I'm going to be talking about my convert story. From a very early age, I remember not believing in God and being quite certain about that, in the sense that people around me were religious, but, you know, in a very Church of England kind of way. But, you know, when I was very young, I remember going to Sunday school, maybe when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and really liking that they gave out sweeties while we were having the lessons. But I also remember kind of feeling quite strongly that I didn't believe what they were telling me is to be true, but I might have been influenced by other children telling me, oh, God doesn't exist or something like that. And then later on, when I was in primary school, I remember saying to my mum that I wanted to get christened, because I wasn't christened. Mum was quite surprised by this. Why? You know, what's brought this on? Why do you want to be christened? And I said, well, because I'm the only one at school who isn't. You know, I said it and I realised that that wasn't a very good reason to become christened. So we didn't get me christened. When I was about 14 or 15, I remember very clearly going through a stage. It wasn't a short stage, it went on for quite a long time, where I started actively speaking to God. And then when I was 14, 15, maybe 16 years old, I started to speak to God, but it wasn't God. Then I met my husband, my now husband. And it was a real shock to me, because I didn't know that he was Muslim. Thing about him to tell me that he was Muslim. I served him bacon and he very kindly refused to eat it, and I didn't really know why he didn't want to eat bacon. And then later on, it came up in conversation in a very natural way, and I was really shocked, because I had a perception about Muslims and about Islam, and he did not fit it. And yet he was practicing Muslim and very certain of his belief. He answered any questions that I had, and I had a lot of questions. I wanted to know the answers behind 9/11. I wanted to know the answers behind Boko Haram. I wanted to know the answers behind hijab, because I hated hijab. And, you know, in a very moderate, in a very thoughtful and calm way, he talked me through every question that I had. He answered them. I'm not scared off by him. I'm not scared off by the religion. He's a normal person. He's intelligent. He's living his life in a normal way, and he happens to be Muslim. Okay. You know, he taught me how to be respectful of all religions as well. And then I came to Jordan, and that wasn't going to change. I was still very clear that I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Muslim, I'm not anything. So he introduced me as a Christian, and people said Happy Christmas to me and Happy Easter to me, and I said Happy Eid to them, and everyone was very respectful, and, you know, it was all very it was just a lot of mutual respect. The thing that changed, so the next thing, you know, the first thing was meeting my husband, and then the second thing was that once I was in Jordan and I was surrounded by people practicing faith, whether a Christian faith or Muslim faith, because I was, at the time, the first few years that I lived here in Jordan, I worked for a Christian organisation. I realised at some point in the first year, oh, I do believe in God. But it wasn't, you know, it was just that I believed that there is a God. I have to pursue learning about religion because I'm in a religious country, and because I have married a religious man. There was no more that needed to be done. I was like, well, I believe in God, and I believe in the Prophet, and I believe in the Quran, and I believe in all the in-between, and you know, it's just a really beautiful thing, and you know, you're never going to finish this journey. And ma'as salama.